Welcome back to the final video of my top 10 scary storybooks series, where I'll be telling you my top 10 favorite stories from the final book, Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones. If you haven't watched my first two videos on the first two books in the series, I recommend that you do. Scary Stories 3 was published on September 1st, 1991, and was written by Alvin Schwartz and originally illustrated by Stephen Gamble. And once again, not all these stories were scary. Some of them were just songs and poems. But with that being said, let's jump right into the countdown. Waking up to what she believes is a spider bite on her cheek, Ruth notices her bite getting redder, possibly infected. So she takes a hot bath and her pimple popped and tons of baby spiders came crawling out. Lucy Morgan, an artist, decides she needs a change of scenery and heads for a hotel. Prior to her trip, she has a dream that the hotel will be made of trapdoors with the windows nailed shut. She decides to change her plans based on this premonition and travel to a different town. Once there, however, the room she receives is exactly as she saw it in her dream, and the woman who had shown her the room turns out to be the same pale-faced, black-eyed woman with long hair. While Liz is doing homework, she swears she hears someone in the house. Her sister Sarah is there, but for some reason Liz is certain the footsteps she hears belong to a man. Even when she goes to check who is upstairs, she's only able to find Sarah. Later, Liz sees footsteps in the snow. Tom Connors is headed to a dance when he happens upon a woman in the woods. Thinking she could be a possible dance partner, he stops to wait for her, only to realize it's his old flame, Kate, who died a year earlier. The two had danced together many times before. Kate's ghost kept following him to the dance and getting so close to him that they touched. Tom wanted to scream, but just then, Kate vanished. Ed picks up Joanna at the bus stop to save her from the rain. The kind gesture blossomed into a relationship until one day, Joanna seemingly stands him up. When Ed sets out to find out why, he's told by Joanna's mother that she died 20 years ago. Every night at 11 o'clock at night, Peter would hear a black dog upstairs in his house where he lived alone. He would even sometimes see it go down the stairs. So he brought in his watchdogs, hoping they would drive it away. Then one of his dogs would get his neck ripped open, and the other dog would start whimpering. But Peter would never actually see the black dog. Tom doesn't believe in things that go bump in the night. He quickly learns when a dismembered hand reaches for his in the dark, and then no one can find Tom for weeks. When he turns up again, he's clearly traumatized, and where his hand is supposed to be, there's nothing but a ragged stump oozing blood. This story is a classic poltergeist tale. It's told through dated entries and feels reminiscent of the Amityville horror movies. This is by far one of the longest entries in the series. In this story, we are told that a daughter is sent from her hotel in Paris to fetch some medicine for her sick mother. She is given the runaround almost everywhere she goes, which initially seems like it might be related to a language barrier, until she arrives back to the hotel and is unable to locate her room or her mother. The unhelpful hotel staff gaslights her into thinking she has the wrong hotel, when in reality they have disposed of her mother's body after she died of the plague and remodeled the room to mess with her head. Originally, Harold the Scarecrow was created so two men who are dissatisfied with their lives have something to take it out on. Named after another farmer they hate, the two men routinely abuse Harold in the most horrific manner. They would curse at him, kick, or punch him. Even scarier is when Harold is no longer a replica of a man, and is instead a living and very vengeful human being, and his payback is Harold skinning one of the farmers and spreading out his body to bake in the sun. Well, this video concludes the top 10 scary stories from each of these books. It was fun doing this series, and let me know which ones were your favorite in the comments. And once again, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.